Hello. So today we are going to start discussing about software as a service SaaS and the distributed version control system. We'll see the example about a SaaS and distributed version control system. So how we are going to see example of that with scalable Facebook testing. So we'll study how the scalable Facebook testing takes place, and in this, we'll study Infern Spinach, FB Learner, Facebook One World platform. So the scalable Facebook testing, it's a different thing for creating a scalable platform, or scalability is different thing for different objectives. Means it may have different requirement for different purpose. Different dimensions are required. Means RAM scalability or processor scalability or storage scalability, performance still scalability. So these are the different way of scalability that are required at the basic level, and they have different objectives for different, and they need different techniques. So and then scalability needs high level of deployability. So it means you need to assess that whether the deployability is being done properly or not, and that deployability is being taking care of high requirement or not. So that is what assessment means. Then challenges and opportunities are to test and analyze the deployment. So how the testing and analysis is being done for the software. So static analysis and dynamic analysis are the technique used for software testing, software analysis. So same thing happens with the Facebook testing as well. They both being done at the scalable level. Then Facebook actually deploys two type of technology. Which technology? Infern for the static analysis and Spinach for the dynamic analysis. Means for static analysis at scalable level, they are using Infern as a framework, and for the dynamic analysis of Facebook, they are using Spinach. Then both are the research based frameworks, and they subsequently deployed at scale. Means they are the startup works, and they are now working as a large scale testing object for the Facebook. Then the impacting it is impacting billions of people worldwide. Means they are providing good testing facilities. Then at at in Facebook level, so Infern basically is a deep static analysis tool. Means it uses machine learning type deep analysis thing, and deep learning type deep analysis things, and it is basically applied for the testing of Java based, Objective C based, and C++ based code. Then Infern is basically acquisition of a startup that is being named as Monoid in 2013. Means it was a startup company. Infern is working inside Monoidic, and in 2013, Facebook has purchased that Infern and that startup as well. Then Infern is one of the open source and used at the several companies, and that AWS, Mozilla, JD.com, Spotify, all these things are using Infern for testing purpose. Based on some separation logic and some scalability features of state transfer from one state to another, this Infern was being built. So what basic technology it uses of software testing, separation logic, and reasoning from state to state transfer. So this is totally in-depth information required for the testing purpose. Then it basically do the what storage and heap. It basically stores and heap is the memory used for the tech this infant. Then local and st- stack allocated variable are being used. Then dynamically allocated variable are being used, and these are the things that are being tested. And the this implements basically composition logic for program analysis. What is that? It is inter-procedural analysis, means one procedure is calling second procedure is calling third procedure is calling fourth. So there could be many number of procedure which are calling each other like this, and they creates a graph of uh, call graph that we can say. And doing the inter-procedural analysis means one procedure of module 1 is calling procedure 2 of module 2. So one procedure of a module 1 is calling another procedure at another module. That is inter-procedural analysis. Then flow pointer chain analysis, and that safety of program to embed the pointer. So scale to the large code base. So these are the properties of Infern. Then all these testing techniques and scalability features has resulted into discovery of 10 to thousands of bugs that are being fixed in the Facebook by the developers. So this is the basic uh, structure that how the Infirm works. Basically, Facebook practices both that fundamental continuous integration technique of software testing. What does it mean? You keep on developing and you keep on deploying and you keep on testing. There should not be a delay in testing. So as soon as deployment is been done, you should keep on testing. So quick before development, you do the quick testing. So that is continuous testing. Then what is diff? Diff is basically code changes, differences between the various code, and that are being reviewed in the code review. So whatever be the code differences that are being reviewed, then developer basically shares a single code base to alter the commit, and then they prepare the diff and submit it for the code review. So what developers do? Developer basically do the uh, single alter and commit, and they prepare the diff file, means differentiating between the old version of code and the new version of code, and then they submit this differentiating file for the code review. Then Infern run as a bot during the diff time. So the purpose of Infern is to run as a bot in the differencing, creating differencing, and writing the comments for the developer and other human reviewers. So what Infern do? Infern basically write comments. Which type of changes is this? Whether that is expected to be good or not. So these type of prediction are being done by the Infern and written as a comments on the diff file. Then Postland is basically incorporated as the master build of the system. So the Postland is the final thing that will be looked out as the and worked out as a for the continuous integration. Then next we'll discuss dynamic analysis at scale. Any doubt or any question?
No, sir.
Okay, so we'll start. So Spinish as the second platform that we want to study for the dynamic analysis at a scale and which is being used in the Facebook. So what it does deploy and do the continuous testing. And continuous testing is been done at is been required for the Facebook app too much because Facebook is running 24 cross 7. So that dip, it is Spinach is being deployed and it keep on running continuously for testing the most of the recent internal builds, means whatever been the new development is going on at the Facebook. So it Spinach keep on testing that and directly at the Facebook app. So it's a very good uh, dynamic analysis software. So what are the fundamental techniques and fundamental technology which Spinach uses? It is basically multi-objective uh, automated test case designing system. What it does, so there are various test cases which been happens the uh, at a particular software or particular environment. So these type of new test cases are being designed, and it has it has to be multiple objectives that scalability should be tested, that logic should be tested. So these are the objective of Spinach. Then it basically seeks to find out maximum fault, and it its objective is to reduce and minimize the deb- uh, effort required for the debugging. And so what it does, it is basically maximizing the fault relevance. What does it mean? Means whether the fault is being found at particular source code or not. So that relevance to that uh, file and source code is being done, and it minimizes. It also minimizes debugging effort required to fix that bug. So next, it uses FP Learner and Facebook One World platform. So what is Facebook machine learning infrastructure? FP Learner. So that is important thing. And Facebook's One World platform, it is also important thing. So FP Learner basically uses Facebook's machine learning infrastructure, and that has uses machine learning to perform machine learning at scalability level to perform testing. So ML inference phase execution runs into 10 of trillion per day. So ML basically has various type of tens of trillions per day happens. So this keep on executing daily. So the it keeps on testing and do the execution for the tens of trillions per day. So this is what it means by the scalability. So the testing is being going dynamically, and every day it executes many type of scenarios and many type of things for the tens of trillions of users, like simulators. So we'll see in the next figure that how it simulates. So FB Learner is basically have ML platform that are designed for supporting global scale. Means it actually mimics the large scale, global scale users. So the scalability is being provided for the machine learning platform, that is ML Learner. And Spinach is one of that service which actually uses FB Learner. So FB Learner is another product of Facebook which is working inside the company, and Spinach is one of the product which uses FB Learner framework for its benefit. So FB Learner basically flow component in the Spinach. What FB Learner do? It basically deploys a detect crashing of uh, behavior happens directly at the workflow. So the whatever been going to be crash in the app or behavior functional requirement are not being met out at various workflow, it uh, basically helps to execute that scenario. So FB Learner helps that thing in the Spinach, and it basically, so FB Learner Flow basically integrates with Fabricator for reporting and actioning and fixes. So second feature it has FB Learner supports in Spinach is integration of with the fabricators that actually supports reporting of various bugs, various defects, various error commands, and fixing those bugs. Means there are some errors, bugs, and some issues are there, and these could be fixed. Then it is basically correct. It basically corrects and the failure detected. So FB Learner also helps Spinach to correct the failure detected. So these are the three features that FB Learner supports in Spinach. Then Facebook's One World platform is another product of uh, Facebook, which is working for the development of Facebook app. So you can understand that, you all can understand that for development of Facebook app inside the company, such large softwares are also being developing and working for better development of a Facebook app. So you can understand that development of one software requires development of many other software which helps you develop the main software. So we'll see another fourth one as Facebook's One World, which actually supports scalable deployment. Means on many emulators, means it supports, there are many emulators which are been working, and there's scalability required, and there are scalable deployment is being required, that it should be, means emulator means it's like emulator. So what it emulator do, it mimics, means it mimics that there are many it's there are many emulators, and many emulators are behaving like customers or users. So it mimics the many users. That is the main purpose of Facebook's One World platform. So many users are been using the Facebook app. So that is what it mean by emulating at a particular time at the same time. So Spinach deploy on thousands of emulator and for testing of the Android app alone. So Spinach take help of Facebook's One World platform, and Spinach is being deployed at thousands of emulator of Facebook's One World. And in these thousands of emulator are being used for testing the Facebook Android app. Then FB Learner. So FB Learner basically uses these feature. We'll see both FB Learner and Facebook One World one by one. So FB Learner basically is a ML as a service, which is working inside Facebook. So what it does Facebook Learner feature that stores the and which actually manages the FB Learner flow, and FB Learner prediction is being used. So various data is being used, and that feature are being used, and that feature are being used for doing the training purpose, and that training purpose is being used for a prediction purpose. And the FB Learner basically stores in and works on the CPU, and training is being done on the CPU plus GPU. Infern is basically uses CPU for doing the FP learner prediction. Then the prediction is being done at the end, and you can see that the last uh, that there's prediction of some like or something comments and share is being used as the data. Like comment and share information is being used as a data for that particular post, and these type of feature are being used for doing the feature extraction, and CPU is being used for that. And then training starts going in the FB learner, where CPU and GPU both works together, and then model is being created, and then inference is being generated, and inference is being generated for the FB prediction, and that FB prediction will go further to the Facebook, and again the like, share, and comment is being used for the data. So this is a cyclic process. I hope that you could able to understand that the Facebook app is used, data is being used for learning purpose, and based upon that learning model is being created, and based upon model inference is being done, and prediction again is advertisement you assume directly. So according to that, advertisement will start appearing at the Facebook app. So this is what it means by that cyclic process. So they are taking data from Facebook and doing prediction itself at Facebook. Then what are the basically algorithm that are being used inside the Facebook learner, and what are the services of Facebook which are being supported with these algorithms? So support vector machine is being used by the Facer user service, user matching service. So then gradient boosted decision tree GBDT is being used in the Sigma service of Facebook. Multi-layer perceptron MLP is being used for advertisement, news feeds, search, and Sigma. Then convolution neural network is being used for the Luminous Lumus service, Facer service for feature extraction. Then recurrent neural network RNN is being used for text understanding, translation, and speech recognition. So these are the models, and these are the services which are been working with the help of FB Learner. Then next, fourth product of Facebook that are being used for the scalability of Facebook app is Facebook's One World. What it does, it basically supports a mechanism just like ABD, Android Debugging Bridge. So I hope that you have used ABD for development of Android. So then Facebook's One World basically provide illusion of remote devices that are connected, and it creates illusion that thousands of users are being connected to your app, and these are the requests they are asking. So this is simulator or illusion that it creates Facebook One World. So what it does, it do the runtime worker service. It manages the life cycle of the resources and respond to the request from the client to uses its resources. What it does, at runtime, worker service is being executing. At runtime, worker service is being using at the runtime continuously, and this is that worker service. So it keep on executing and working as the satellite emulator or device lab. So then one one world daemon. What it does, one world daemon. So it does remote resource and product for communicate with the worker and set up its environment. So for a particular client, suppose there's a client and it is illusion of that client. It is not a real client. So sub it creates illusion of a client by that remote resources, and it creates a illusion that remote resources are there and the client is been communicating with the worker platform, and it basically sets up environment. So these type of things are being done with the uh, daemon. Then scheduler basically uses Jupyter. So this scheduler basically uses Jupyter, and it basically do the job scheduling service at Facebook to match the client with the worker resource as per the specific requirement. So the client is being the whatever job is being requested, means whatever requests are there of that client to the Facebook service. So the client and Facebook should keep on matching the request meet out, and these type of work resource scheduling is being done by the scheduler for the specified requirement. Then satellite, what satellite do? It basically connects local resources to the global one world platform. What it does, so suppose there are local resources which are working, and they have to be illusion that global it has been connected to the global one world. So that purpose has been done by the satellite. Then next, this is the Spini's workflow. So we are coming back to the dynamic testing platform, that is Spini's, and for the dynamic analysis, and that uses FB Learner and Facebook One World. So please look at that this image very in detail. We'll discuss So what it does take source code and APKs of Facebook, you can say directly, or some other Android app, and it do what? Decompiling. And in the decompiling, what it do? Static strings are being generated, and various multi-level instruments are being generated, and that instrumented APK are being generated. So the two things happens: multi-level instrumenter, which actually do the Android app execution, and do the state logger, means transfer of a state to the another state. So that is dynamic testing. And it also do the static string generation, means some static uh, codes are being generated, static information are being generated. Both the things goes inside the database, which actually contains static information as well as execution level Android app state transfer logs are being also informed at the database. And what it does in the after database, so it does three things. Spinach would done will do three things. What it do: the fitness extractor, that how the tests, how the better test cases could be done, whether that test case should be selected or not selected, and that all the various type of activities of evaluating such test cases are being done with the help of fitness extractor, which is something like genetic algorithm. So that here it happens. Motive core is the basic thing which actually keep on test replay. So the testing is being done with this motive code part and at the Android app level, based upon some gene interpretation. What is mean? Genetic algorithm is a technique which is used for the machine learning, which actually checks various type of test cases at in the Spinach, and various test case generation is being done as well, and such test cases are being again deployed and executed at Android device. This atomic gene and motive gene are very technical terms of the genetic algorithm, and it's part of machine learning. So this motive code is part part of testing as well as machine learning. So testing replay. Then a report generator basically do what? Report generator basically, after the test play, whatever the testing results are there, it has been written in the test play video, test that coverage report and crash reports are being generated. So this replay video are being generated, coverage report are being generated, crash report are being generated. These information are being generated, and this solution and test. So this actually creates the report. Whole report is being created with video as well as coverage testing report, crash report. Then all these things, how these things happens? These things happens with the test suite. So test suite basically contains test cases, various test cases that need to be played under test replayer. So these test suites are the main solution for all these things, and these test suites are being generated and test cases are being there in the test cases. So whole purpose of all these things is to generate a good set of test suites and test cases. So that then next we'll discuss distributed version control system. So I hope that you had understood well this part, Spinach workflow, how this it uses FB Learner, how it uses Facebook's One World platform, and these three things are being integrated in the Spinach. Spinach Facebook. FB Learner, and one word waveform. Three things are integrated. And we had also discussed Infer. So Infer is a separate tool for static analysis. This is Infer. And after this, we studied three things together: Spinnis, FB Learner, and Facebook One Word platform. And this is the workflow of Spinnis. Then next, we'll discuss distributed version control system. Thanks.